We all have this amazing inner dialogue in our heads that can help us or hinder us. Do you listen to the loving voice within you, or do you listen to the critical voice within you? That difference can make all of the difference in the world in terms of how much you love yourself, and in the same way, how you come out into the world and connect with love in the world of all forms. I'm Ravi Tangri. This is my amazing co-host, Holly Duckworth. This is Presence, How to Live and Lead Consciously. This is the Power Show, available free to you every Tuesday. And of course, we'll be doing our deep dive show on Thursday, where we go deeper into these topics for our Insiders Club. Hi, Holly. How are you doing today?
Gotta tell you, Ravi, this topic is a little bit of a hard one for me. Stepping into self-love, this is one of those topics that's, ever evolving, ever expanding. It's, work that we get to do as presence-filled, conscious beings choosing to live this life full out every single day. And as we were prepping for the show, we talked a little bit about those times that we put ourselves on the back burner for doing for everybody else and not necessarily doing for ourselves. And I might be a little guilty of this one a lot of the time because I love helping people. And yet we can only truly be in a relationship with someone else or help someone else when we do put ourselves on the front burner, again, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and financially. When we come at it from a place of wholeness, we bring more wholeness to our lives. And that's one of my words for 2017 is wholeness, and knowing that I, with all the skills and the abilities and everything that I have that I'm whole. And I would wish that level of self-love for every listener of our show and every person who is in the Inner Circle Club.
Yeah, a lot of times people think that, putting yourself first, that's selfish. It is not. That's self-first. Self-love. And when you talk about wholeness, to me, you see, I'm always challenged by people that always put others first, right? Because that's a sure way to martyrdom. And there's something implicit in that's very dangerous, because it's implicitly you're saying that I don't need it, therefore I'm better than you, right? But we all need, and we need to receive. And you're showing that you're just as human as everyone else. We all need support. We always burn out if all we do is give and we don't receive. And yet so many people are always putting others first. And I'll say this, it's also a lot more prevalent among women. Women do that far more because they, you look at the research, and despite the fact that, many households, if you went in a traditional household, there's many types, both people are working. The women are the ones that still come home, clean the house, cook, and so on, which is ludicrous. If you look at the data, I mean, men are schmucks. Hello. But you need to love yourself and invest in yourself so you can give more.
Well, self-love begins, I believe, in self-boundaries. And we did a show in late 2016 on this topic, so we would invite you to go back and listen to that short show, and certainly subscribe to the Inner Circle and get the deep dive on this idea of creating self-boundaries. What are you willing to say yes to, and what are you willing to say no to? We live in a 24/7 world now. Lots of information, lots of opportunities. And when I step in self-love, I do those things that most nourish and support me. And sometimes that means I have to say no to those things that do not nourish and support me. One of the things that, is a self-loving act for me is I love to get my nails done. It's, gives me, 45 minutes to an hour of self-love time for me to rest and relax and rejuvenate. What is that thing for you? And sometimes it might have a financial exchange to it. Other times it might not. But find one thing that you can do each day, each week, and each month to celebrate you. I mean, I have a very active meditation practice, and I am not who I am in my own self-love if I don't do that 15 minutes every morning before the day gets started to just be in the energy of my own self self-worth, self-love, self-joy. And sometimes it's just that quiet stillness. But in order to do that, I have to say no to other things.
Yeah, and you know what? It's for me, it's dance is one of my big joys. That's what nourishes me. That's what heals me. But also things like yoga or meditation, though, and time with those who are important. And I think that's the key, is to find something. Doesn't have to be huge. A little something, a little treat for the day that you do, because that sends a powerful implicit message to your unconscious mind that you are worthwhile. You deserve love. And that allows you to be more receptive to love from other sources, whether it's romantic partner, family, friends, whatever. That's a very, very critically important resource.
And when you do that for yourself, you invite others to do that for themselves as well. And give them no guilt, time, space, resources to do that. Another little fun tip that I do for self-love is, I can't believe I'm saying this on the show, I love high-end, really good dark chocolate. So I always have a really good dark chocolate bar in my nightstand. And, at the end of the night, I might have a really nice piece of dark chocolate to celebrate the love of that particular day. Because some days are good and some days are hard. But if you end a day with a really good bar of chocolate, it's really, really good.
Good. All right. So we are going to dive so much deeper into this on Thursday's show, in terms of how do we love ourselves. And if you want to join our Insiders Club, you can find out more at presenceshow.com, and you'll be able to access the full archive of our power shows, plus our deep dive shows, plus extra videos, articles, and so much more. So we will see you in just a couple of days. Bye-bye, Holly.